Hello, this is Commando Yi, and today we're going to be talking about the 3 skills that define how good you are at League of Legends, and we're going to be using Twisted Fate to illustrate the significance of these 3 skills. The first skill that you'll want to master is execution. That is, how fast can you do something consistently. This is the skill that defines how well you can smite, how consistently you can last at a minion when it gets low on HP, and how quickly you can punish someone when they make a mistake. In the case of Twisted Fate, this is a question of can you pull a gold card consistently when needed. This is the very first skill that you will need to develop in order to actually get good at any champion in the game, as no champion can be played competently if you are unable to use your abilities in quick response to what is happening around you. Here are some beginner-friendly champions to start with in mastering this skill, and the good news is that many of these champions are viable from bronze to challenger. Next up, we have skill shots. Can you land your non-targeted abilities on opponents? This is the skill that is required to play what are arguably the more fun and effective champions in League of Legends. In the case of Twisted Fate, this is a question of whether or not you can land your wildcards. It's one of the longest skill shots in the game, and if you can land it, you get rewarded with dealing a ton of damage. Here is a sample of beginner-friendly champions for working on your skill shots. I strongly recommend that you work on achieving a competent level of execution on the previous list of champions before you tackle these champions. And the reason is that it will not matter if you know where to throw out Lux's snare to catch an opponent if you cannot throw it out quickly to begin with. The last and most difficult skill to develop is game sense. This is how well you understand what is happening in the game and how you respond to it. In the case of Twisted Fate, this is all about his ultimate. The proper use of the ult requires constant monitoring of the map in order to take advantage of conditions in other lanes. There is no simple way to develop the skill, but the best way to start your journey down this road is to play champions with cross-map ultimates or take up jungling, as it forces you to start monitoring your lanes and think about what you can do to help your team. In summary, the 3 skills that define how good you are at League is competent execution, the ability to land skill shots, and game sense. This brings us to the title of the video. Why is everyone terrible at Twisted Fate? The answer is that not everyone is well-rounded when it comes to these 3 skills. Twisted Fate is a very difficult champion, specifically because you must master these 3 skills in order to make the most of his kit under high-pressure situations. If you are able to consistently pull gold cards all across the map, stun an opponent, and strike them with wild cards, you are well on your way to becoming the greatest mid laner on the esports scene. On the other hand, if you are pulling blue cards, ulting across the map, stunning minions, and missing your wild cards, you won't do well in the mid lane, but you are certainly qualified to own your own esports team called Team Solo Mid on the North American server. If you enjoyed this video, do subscribe to the channel, follow on Twitter, and check out the video links on either side. Leave a comment about the kind of content you'd like to see in future videos, and check out the Patreon link if you'd like to support this channel directly.